A few days ago, because it's almost opening day at Alton Towers, they announced a few things with updates for the season. They said some pretty interesting things about the Alton Towers dungeon. Right, so let's get into it. Hey, what's going on? My name is Aidan and welcome back to my channel. I'd just like to start to say that I was going to make a video the other day about this, but I did have a lack of time. That video in question, it was speculation that the Alton Towers dungeon would be closing this year to make way for a new attraction. I thought this when considering these facts, and to do this we have to look all the way back to 2015 when the defunct Charlie and the Chocolate Factory ride closed down due to downsizing of the park because of, well, unfortunate circumstances at the time. For 4 years, the ride was SB&O, which means standing but not operating for those who don't know. With Wickerman opening in 2018, the park was slowly getting back on their feet. The dungeons then followed in 2019 for the park just to make a little bit of money on top of park entry and help push their budget a bit higher to really improve the state of the park. Now, a year later, of course, the pandemic hit, so there's pretty much no money coming into the park as it legally could not open. But when it was allowed to reopen, they needed the dungeons really to make up for the time and money lost. The attraction itself always felt quite a cheap and easy shortcut to make money, particularly noticeable in the Black River boat ride, where if you aren't focused on the scene, you'll just look around and see black walls, and I just felt like this was a temporary resolution to a really long-term problem. Now, with Project Horizon opening in the next 2, 3, 4 years and World of David Walliams in 2021, the dungeons don't really fit that area of the park, and probably weren't dependent on how Project Horizon will be family themed. Yes, Alton Towers has a history. Yes, a dungeons is a good idea for the park, but it just doesn't fit in that area where it is. I've had this idea just for a really, really long time. Now, a few days ago, Bianca, Alton's divisional director, made a statement about improvements across the park, and this is what she said about the dungeons. We're thrilled to announce that the Alton Towers dungeon will undergo a thrilling transformation this Scarefest season. From summer, this space will close as it is reimagined to create something truly special for our beloved event. Prepare for spooks, scares around every corner in a brand new experience. Now, that sounds extremely promising. Now, I don't know whether it's an overlay of the dungeons or an entirely new attraction, but for me it sounds like something new and original, so they have to close it in the summer. Now, keep in mind that construction for mazes usually does start in the summer, so it's quite a quick turnaround for them depending on how many attractions they churn out this year. But in my opinion, they're going to have a maze section with a pre-show telling you a story of something to do with a boat, and then you'd board the boat, which may use some of the old dungeons effects and theming, and then you could leave the ride in like the finale space and maze where the space of like the old trick or treat town usually is. Now, I think that the dungeons themselves will be gone by the end of this year. I mean, if they really want to, they could use some space in the towers for it, a bit like Warwick Dungeons does, that gives it a bit more of that authentic and creepy feel. The space I'm thinking is the entrance where that haunted tunnel is that leads into the Altonville mine tours to hold the attraction there. I mean, the atmosphere would improve massively if they did that, because you know, you're thinking, oh, I'm in a haunted castle instead of the Toyland Tours building, and the advertising would be much better as well, because it would say located in the towers instead of saying located behind the towers, which honestly sounds a bit naff really. But we've been given a great insight this year so far for what Bianca and Alton have said, and I can't wait for the season to officially start. Oh, and can I just say, paper maps, yes, come on. So, my name has been Aidan, thank you so much for watching, and it's less than a week until we go back to the most magical place on earth, so I will see you all very, very soon. Well, it turns out the dungeons are closing temporarily. Subscribe, it gets better, I promise.